Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah Tarot, and today, my lovely Tauries, we are going to do your reading for October. So what we're going to do is these cards here are going to be the general energy of October, and then we're going to pull cards for different areas of your life. Then we'll move into advice and messages from Spirit to make the most of your October. So let's get started. We have the Mystic in the middle here with Community. Worry. Ooh, interesting. This is the same one as Aries, as we did before this. Align Your Life and Rowan. So I will align these so you can see all of them in a second. I just want to kind of take everything in. Okay, Tauries. So right off the bat, I am getting the feeling that October is going to be quite magical and or spiritual for you. And not just with this Mystic card in the middle, but I'm getting a lot of mystical colors, plus with this Rowan plant, which is often associated with witchcraft. I'm definitely getting that feeling, and the strong purple of worry here is sticking out to me in that same way. So this might be a month where you are really looking not just to your mystical or spiritual side. I feel like for some of you guys who may not be quite into the metaphysical, I think this is also speaking to creativity. There is a lot of free-flowing muse kind of energy here that I'm feeling for October. And I feel like there's going to be a level of inspiration and serenity for you in October. However, at the same time, there is going to be just a little bit of focus on, you guys might be worried about something, and that might be the reason why you are turning inwards for answers. I definitely feel like there's going to be some level of self-reflection for some of you guys, and or using divination tools. I also see a lot of reflection for you Tauries in October, and that might be spurred by that worry. But I don't think it's going to be a very serious theme for you in October. I think there's just going to be a little touch of that. But this card also reminds us that I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So remember that while worry is normal, that excessive amounts of worry really don't help your situation, aren't doing you any favors. I think that while you're introspecting in October, you're definitely going to be reflecting, one, because this definitely reminds me of like a shattered mirror and you trying to put the pieces back together of different things going on, but really reflecting on what is serving you in your life right now and what needs to go. Exactly as this card says, you're going to be reflecting on what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. I think there's going to be some cleanup for you in October. And with this Community card, I think that their loved ones around you are definitely going to help you with this. I think that you're not going to feel alone at all. Some of that soul searching might be done in junction with some loved ones in your circle. I'm definitely getting the feeling of, the phrase I'm feeling is like full circle. You might be taking this journey alongside other people who are doing the same thing this month. I'm definitely feeling, hearing the word like intertwined And with this red string in the Rowan, I'm feeling the same thing. It's calling me out also to this swirl in the number 8 here. And the number 8 itself being such a continuous, infinite symbol. Yes, I definitely feel like you're going to be very interwoven with those around you in October. You might be feeling particularly close to those around you, or there might be a lot of events that are involving people in your life, but that might also point to you coming more in alignment and figuring out who you want in that community and what you want moving forward. I think that there's going to be some level of metamorphosis or transformation for you at the same time, especially with this mystic butterfly here is really sticking out to me. But I think that a lot of that change and transformation is happening internally for sure. For this Rowan card, I do want to look up the traditional meaning for Rowan for you to see if there's any messages there. Rowan trees are seen as a symbol of tenacity, capable of growing up in the tiniest crevices in cliff sides and rocks. You've been doing a lot of the same recently, growing well in spite of the uncertain ground you stand on, and your determination will pay off once you realize you've gotten an advantage over those who have had an easier path. It's easy to envy others for thriving, but give yourself credit for having thrived in adversity. Yeah, so I definitely feel like there's a message there that while you're introspecting in October, Tauries, especially while dealing with worry, remember that nothing else ever goes to waste. Like, no experiences are ever for nothing. And as people say, everything happens for a reason. Most of the time, that reason is to teach you something new. And you've definitely learned a lot from what you've gone through so far. And I think there's a message here that if you are feeling to overcome with worry in October, to remind yourself that any adversity you face is going to prepare you for something else in the future. I mentioned it earlier, but I'm getting definitely another strong emphasis on developing your psychic abilities this month for sure. Maybe with October being such a witchy month, that's something that some of you guys are focused on, but we'll get some more context as we pull some cards for each area of your life in October. So we are going to start off with health. Spirit, what is Tori's health going to look like in October? Spirit, may we know what health is looking like for Taurus in October? Another message I'm getting from the general energy Taurus is that despite you getting the same worry card as our Aries last reading, there's definitely a calmer vibe here than I was feeling for the last pile. So even though there might be some worry on the horizon, I think that you guys are still overall going to be pretty relaxed about it. So first we have 13, death for health. I think that this is definitely speaking to the align your life thing, where at least in the physical body, it's definitely the time to reassess what's going on with your health right now and cut out, like with the say, cut out all the things that are not serving you. Maybe your diet hasn't been great lately, or maybe you haven't taken enough time for rest. Or maybe, I'm hearing for some of you, you might feel a little bit low energy in October, and that's totally fine. But be wary of that and think of ways that you can really take care of your health to just take care of yourself during these times. It's when you feel low energy that you need to care for yourself more. as our body often holds things that we are not addressing in our conscious mind. What is going on for Tori's social life in October, Spirit? We've got two flipping out here. We have double eights here, which is going to be triple eights. That's interesting. We have the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Wands for your social life. I think this triple eights here is definitely pointing to some planning that you might be doing. You might have a plan in the works that is going to work out in October, or it's just going to continue to proceed in October is what I'm feeling. I feel like there is definitely a lot of structure for you in October, Tauris. And definitely just a lot of general alignment. I feel like while you're doing some work to align some elements in your life, I definitely feel like things are going to fall into place for you in October. With both the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Wands here, I think that your social life is going to feel a little overwhelming in October, Tauris, and the future is always in flux, so this might be something that you can take care of now. But as of right now, the cards are kind of saying that there is going to be, I think, lots of opportunities for social occasions in October for you to attend. But if you say yes to all of them, it might end up feeling like there's a little too much going on, or you might feel a little trapped, like kind of trapped by your obligations if you say yes to everything. So I think there's definitely a message here that while there's a lot of social opportunities going on, you don't have to say yes to all of them, especially with this death and health here. You should definitely be mindful of how much time you have to give to yourself opposed to others. So looks like social life is going to be quite busy for you in October. Spirit, may I have what Tori's creativity is going to look like in October, please? What is Tori's creativity looking like in October? Oh, we've got one flinging. We have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands here might seem like similar to your social life. There might be a lot going on creatively for you, Tauris. There might be a little bit too much. As you see, this bowl here is quite overfilled with candy, and that does feel a little bit overindulgent. You know, candy is good, but sometimes too much candy is too much. Maybe you need to take some time to organize some of this creative thoughts, or maybe you're having a lot of ideas that you can't act on right now. Either way, it seems like there's a lot going on for creativity that it might overwhelm you. So I think it'd be good to take some steps to lay some groundwork for that ahead of time. Spirit, may we have Tori's finances in October, please. Tauris, what will your finances be? Spirit, what is Tori's finances going to look like in October? This one's definitely popping out. We've got a lot of wands going on here. So we have the 4 of Wands here for finances. I actually feel like your finances will be relatively stable in October, Tauris, with this 4 of Wands. I think that it feels like things are very much going to be in motion for you in finance. Maybe you've already been laying some seeds for yourself and they're going to continue making some progress. That doesn't feel like a beginning or an ending, so to speak, but it feels like things are moving pretty well. This might also be a good time to pause and do some extra planning for the next step. But finances are looking like they are continuing to move along for you in October. Spirit, may I have what Tori's career is going to look like in October. And career doesn't always have to be a job. Career can also be school or any serious pursuit that you are doing. Ooh, we have Judgment in reverse for career. I think that there might be a piece of your career in October that you might need some help or a reminder seeing clearly. I think that a new perspective needs to be had. I think Spirit is inviting you to consider a new perspective in your career in October. I think that there's a message here for some of you guys to take a step back and play kind of the observer role in your career. Maybe look at the larger picture and take stock of what's going on in your career in October so that you can better be informed for the next step. Yes, I definitely feel like there is some kind of assessment to be made in your career house in October. Take stock of what you've experienced so far, and if this is something that you want to continue in the future, just take a good observative look at your situation right now and decide if it's aligned with what you truly want. I definitely feel like it's also a time for you to give a pat on your back for all the work that you've put in so far in your career, Taurus. Yes, what I'm hearing is definitely taking some time to give yourself proper recognition for your career efforts so far. But otherwise, there might be some kind of realization to be had for you in the career field in October. Spirit, what does Taurus have going on for romance in October? This part is optional. You definitely don't have to listen in for this part, and it may not resonate for those of you who are not looking for romance, but thought I'd include it for those of you who are. For my Taurus who are interested in romance, Spirit, what is going on for romance in October? Oop, we've got the Empress, but it came out in reverse. So I would say in October, there might be a call for you to be a little less controlling, may not be the right word, to let go a little bit of your romantic efforts and kind of just let things coast and come to you as they were meant to arrive by Spirit. The Empress really calls on us to receive by abundance and letting things grow organically rather than going out and attaining. So with it being in reverse here, I feel like there is a message for you, Taurus, to kind of let romance come to you in October. Just enjoy what you have right now, whatever that might be. And know that there are some things growing organically behind the scenes, even if you don't know them yet. But there's definitely a message here to sit back and let things unfold in your romance house in October. Okay, I think that those are all the messages we have for the general energy of what you should expect in October, Taurus. Next, we are going to move on to your advice from Spirit. So what we are going to do is we are going to pull a few more details for October advice to kick us off, and then we will open the floor for Spirit to just straight up give you their advice for October. So first we're going to start off with Spirit. What is a challenge that Taurus will be experiencing in October? What is a challenge? Alrighty, we got something coming off the top here. We have the Knight of Cups. In terms of a challenge that you're going to be experiencing in October, Taurus, I feel like for some of you, there may be a figure appearing that kind of steals the limelight. I'm not sure what context this is in, but yes, I'm hearing for some of you, there's a figure that comes in, is kind of stealing the limelight, for better or for worse. Only you will know how exactly that is a challenge for you. For some of you guys, particularly in the romance department, I feel like there might be a challenge where a new suitor, so to speak, or a current love interest might be coming in. I feel like for some of you guys might even be confessing something or expressing their feelings to a certain extent, but it might be something that you're not ready for, or for some reason puts you in a difficult spot, is what I'm hearing. And lastly, I'm hearing for a small amount of you guys, the challenge that you're going to be experiencing in October is potentially having difficulty expressing your feelings properly. Maybe this is something that you are very good at doing usually, but in October, for some reason, there's going to be just a little bit of a hiccup in you expressing your feelings fully, which is all good. We are going to see what kind of self-care Spirit advises you to take in October. Spirit, what would you say is good for Taurus to do for their self-care in October? What should Taurus do for self-care in October? We have got hydrate. That speaks for yourself. I definitely feel like there is an additional message here for some of you guys to also just try and be around more water in October. Maybe put an effort into taking a nice bath or going to a pool or visiting a lake. I definitely feel like there's some healing energy to be had with water in October for you, Taurus. And lastly, for this little piece, Spirit, what is something that Taurus should be mindful of in October? this one come out? We have the Six of Wands. I think within your social obligations, Taurus, I think one of the possible ones that's coming up is some kind of happy celebration. I feel like it might be a very festive one. So in this context, it might even be like a Halloween party. For some of you, I'm feeling like you might meet someone important at this occasion, and that's something Spirit is calling you to. I definitely feel like with this lemur on a pedestal, it's kind of presenting like at this celebration or this occasion, there is an emphasis on someone arriving or someone being presented to you. Might be an important conversation that you need to have, but for some of you guys, I'm even hearing an opportunity for a potential romance. But that's just something to be mindful of. You'll have to excuse my cat here. She is quite nosy. I definitely feel like there is also a general message here for you to take some time for yourself to celebrate all that you've achieved so far, Taurus, in October. And to just make sure that you spend some time having fun. There may not, for some of you guys, already be an occasion carved out, but this is an invitation for you to make one if there isn't already. There should just simply be a time for you to celebrate if there isn't already. Lastly, I feel like for just a few of you guys, this one's a very specific one, your challenge in October might be feeling a little more sentimental than usual, or being a little more emotional than usual. And that's not a bad thing in itself. It's just sometimes I know that it can make some situations a little complicated, but all good. So lastly, we are going to open the floor for advice from Spirit for how you can make the most of October, Taurus. We'll pull some cards, and then we will also get some clarifiers. Spirit, may I receive some advice to pass along to Taurus in October? We've already got a couple things, and we'll get a few more. Ooh, we've got one coming out here. The last one. Advice for Taurus in October. Ooh. Got our last one here. Okay, and then we'll pull clarifiers for these. But we have the Seven of Swords, Three of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Already lots of mental energy going on here. So right off the bat, Taurus, a message that is very clear to me is Spirit advises you to voice your thoughts in October. There might be a situation where your voice really needs to be heard and you should really express what you're thinking. When that moment comes, Spirit is really calling you to make your thoughts known. Or there might be a conversation that needs to be had with someone in your life that you've been putting off. I think that October is a good time for you to do it. I get the sense that even more so because some of you guys might have been kind of guarding your thoughts quite a lot lately. That's the feeling I get with this panther and the swords here. And the space in the back, although it kind of seems like a background, I get the sense that it is almost like a thought bubble for this panther. That there's a lot going on mentally, but you've been holding back a lot of your thoughts. Maybe because you're afraid of how people might respond, or you're just mindful of saying the wrong thing. But there's a message here from Spirit to to let your opinion be known. I think it's important for people to know what you're thinking. And for you to say it confidently, especially with this Knight of Swords here. I feel like this, yes, I feel like with this Knight of Swords as well, this fish kind of feels like you, where you've been under the water, kind of just chilling, so to speak, kind of just keeping things to yourself. But similarly to how this fish is jumping out of the water all of a sudden and speaking, and for me, it really coincides with this little talky bird here. I think that October is a time for you to make your thoughts known, your opinion known. I think that it's going to provide quite a release for you. Maybe it's something that you didn't realize that you were keeping in so much until you say it, but it's something that needs to be let out for you to feel some relief. I think with this Three of Cups in reverse, I think it's another message for you to make sure you carve out time for you to recognize your achievements and celebrate yourself, Taurus, in October. This is just a double confirmation that maybe you haven't given yourself enough recognition lately, and October is the time to do it. But let me pull some clarifiers here. Might give us a little bit more context. Spirit, may I have a clarifier for this Seven of Swords first. We have Judgment once again. Yes, I think that maybe you have been kind of guarding your thoughts from being expressed because you're worried about what people might say about them. Or that might be something that's going to occur in October, but there is a message here for you to make your own decision on, I think that you'll know if you really think about it and look within yourself what needs to be said and what doesn't. But I think that there is a message that something definitely needs to be said that you were thinking and holding back so far. There's some space for these clarifiers. Spirit, may I have a clarifier for this Three of Cups, please? This card came out earlier and it's coming out again, so I'm just feeling it's this one. This is the Nine of Swords on this Three of Cups in reverse. Yes, I definitely feel like some of you guys have been really exhausted and kind of really overworking yourself almost. It might be physically or emotionally, but there is definitely a deep feeling of exhaustion and even some pain here. And I think that Spirit is really calling you to take a moment and show yourself some self-love and recognition for what you've been going through, especially if you've been keeping it to yourself, Taurus. There is a deep need for you to just pause and do something that really relieves your stress. In this case, it feels like a party, but I think that just anything that feels celebratory for you is something that needs to happen in October. Spirit, may I have a clarifier for this Knight of Swords, please? I feel an additional message that some of you may not have been able to express your thoughts because you didn't have an opportunity to. Like maybe you didn't have the right occasion or the right moment to, but that is going to come in October. I have a King of Swords for this Knight of Swords. So yes, even more so, there is a message here for you not only to express your thoughts or something you've been holding in, express your opinion, but do it confidently. Because I think this is an affirmation from Spirit that you have something important in your mind that needs to be said. And so you should be more confident about it. And not doubt yourself. On top of that, don't worry too much of what other people have to say about it. Just really own what you have to say. Spirit, finally, may I have a clarifier for this Ten of Swords, please? Yes, Taurus, I feel like there is a blockage here that needs to be cleared by you from your speaking. We have the Star for this 10 of Swords. Yes, I think this blockage is going to need to be cleared for you by you letting things out. For some of you, it might even be confiding in a friend, something that you just need to rant about. I think some of you guys have been really wanting some kind of relief or some kind of release from some stress, and I think that this is the way to do it in October. Definitely just speak your mind, be confident about it, and know that it is the best thing to do. Finally, Taurus, I'm going to leave you with some messages from Spirit. Messages of encouragement from Spirit for you in October. Spirit, may I have some messages of encouragement for Taurus to take into October? We've got 2 coming out to start, and I'll pull one more. When I am connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Yes, just really work on feeling how awesome you are and really appreciating that. Just work on deeply appreciating and feeling that appreciation for yourself and everything that you've come from. And I think that will attract some abundance for you in October. My fearless freedom lights up the world. Speak your mind, Taurus, because the more that you speak your mind, especially because you're so clear-headed and I feel like you always have the right things to say, it'll encourage other people to speak up for the things that they need to say as well. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And when I am in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. I think that this is another affirmation that if you just allow yourself some of this release in October, Taurus, that you are going to feel not just relief, but definitely a deeper level of peace afterwards. And I think this I do whatever it takes card is saying that it may be a little difficult or feel a little difficult at first, but ultimately it's going to bring you the best results. And I think that's all the messages that we have today for you, Taurus. I hope you have a wonderful October. Happy early Halloween. And thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to read for you. I hope some of this resonated. And yeah, if you feel called to, feel free to leave me a like or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.